later on YouTube when I put this on there. It is Kim Q of DailyQTips.com, coming to you out of Atlanta, Georgia. Happy Friday to everybody. Happy Friday, y'all. Just really quickly, I wanted to do this video because some people have asked me, well, how do you feel about doing videos, or how do you think people feel when you do videos about them? And my answer to that is, I really don't think they should feel any kind of way, because I never do videos in a derogatory way. Like when I'm talking about as it relates to like customers, even my business partners, sometimes, hey Carrie George, sometimes people in the compound crew, I'll do a video with the interaction I had with them, never saying the person's name unless they give me permission to. Hey Martell. But yeah, customers, anything like that, a lot of times, guys, the reason why I'm doing it is just because it serves dual purposes. Number one, it is always coming from a place of teaching. So if I speak to a customer and we have this long phone conversation, they're talking about how they really want to change their life, and they're telling me all their medications. Hey Maurice, what's going on? Amanda, hey girly. But if they're telling me all these medications that they're on, and you know they're upset about how much weight they've gained and this and then I present them with the solution and they don't want to buy, yes, that is a teaching moment. Will I ever say that person's name? No. Do they have to like the fact that I use that conversation as a teaching moment? No, they don't have to like it at all. I'm not going to apologize for that. Like I said, I do it in a way to down someone, but I will do it in a way that demonstrates that a lot of times people will say one thing when they really mean another. Because if we have this conversation where you are so upset about your weight or your health, and you really tell me you want to make it better, but you don't want to invest in yourself at all, well, yes, that is contradictory. And just the fact that you don't like the fact that you contradicted yourself, it doesn't mean that I shouldn't speak on it. I'm going to use that moment not only for my group, but for everybody to say, hey, listen, do all you can do, but still realize there are some people who will say one thing and mean a totally different other. And that's the only way I know to teach. I will never talk to you about something that I don't know. I know there are people that do that, right? Because they don't really want to work. So they make stuff up and they talk to you from that standpoint. But I will never do that. I always talk to you about conversations I have with my team, with prospects, with customers, with myself even. Some of those things are things that I used to, and oftentimes when I'm talking, hey Ray Foster, what's going on, Lynn Danzy and Pamela? But some of those things, a lot of times when I don't want to say criticizing someone else, but when I'm explaining things, it really does help me to see where certain areas in my life that I don't like, it has helped me listening and talking to other people and hearing how they contradict themselves, or hearing how they say things that they really don't mean, and watching how their behavior doesn't match their words. That has really helped me to recognize that in myself, where I did it not only in the past, but even still sometimes now. Hey Donita, because I'll be the first to tell you this. Just like you'll say, I've had people say this to me, oh, I met this person and we had a really good conversation and all, but they haven't called me back, and I keep calling them but they don't pick up. Why does that happen? Guys, sometimes it's you and sometimes it's not you. But you can't worry about that. Sometimes life just gets in the way. And then you can, guess what? That customer might call you back like a month from now, and then they'll be like, oh, I had a death in the family. And the whole time you might be thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I don't know where we went wrong in the conversation. You didn't go wrong in the conversation anywhere. But when you talk, hey, them stones to fire. But when you talk to that person, now you see, oh, it wasn't me. But in that moment, the fact that that person didn't call you back like they said they would, that's what gets your mind to thinking like, maybe it's this, what did I do wrong, what did I say wrong? And that has happened to me before. Now, when that has happened to me, do you know it's made me reflect back on times when I told somebody I would call them back and I didn't do it? And now I'm like, I wonder how they interpreted that. Or it's made me, and in that moment, right? That's what I love about this profession. It really makes you take a hard look at not only people, but yourself. It holds up a regular mirror to yourself and one of those funny clown mirrors to yourself, because you will see yourself as you really are, but you'll also see yourself as you are, and also distorted, which is how you appear to other people. So when your words don't match your actions, you now start to see how you look to people. You look funny. You look you look like a person who's not serious. And it makes you respect other people's word, those who do, and it also makes you respect your own word. But it's a hard lesson learned. It is so hard to look at yourself. And oftentimes when I'm telling a story about the compound crew, or my interaction with a prospect, or my interaction with anybody, oftentimes if you go back and watch my videos, you'll see that I'll say, I used to do it. Because the only reason why I can recognize stuff is because I used to do it. It's because I used to do it. But one thing I will never, ever, 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 ever do, I won't name a person unless I have their permission, or unless it's for a specific reason, but because there's no need to name a person. And I will never talk about something that I don't know, because I hate it when people try to quote unquote teach you or share an example that they didn't really live themselves. You can relate a story, but if all you're doing I told you guys that's the one reason, but I forgot to come back with the second reason. The second reason why I do that, guys, is to always let my team know that I'm in activity mode. I can't go in the private group chat and be like, hey, are y'all talking to people? Are y'all talking to people? Are y'all talking to people? And then I'm not talking to anybody all the time. All they do is hear me on the calls, or all they do is see me in the group chat saying, are y'all doing this? No. That's why yesterday when I met Anthony at the Quick Trip, I was quick to flip that camera around and at least invite y'all in on the conversation. When I do talk to people, I'll often get off the phone, or when I finish the conversation with them, I'll often come and do a Facebook Live or a YouTube video and be like, hey, this just happened. Because guess what? You're going to run into the same situation, and I want you to know how I dealt with it, so that hopefully when you get in that situation, not saying that you have to deal with it like I did, but you'll have some frame of reference to say, I remember Kim talked about this. This is what she said. I think I'll try that too. Or you can say, I won't try what Kim did because it didn't work out so well. Right? I know not to say what she said, because that wasn't a good thing. But guys, that's all it is. It's never from a place of harm. It's always from a place of like teaching, and this is what happened. Now, will some people be offended? Yeah, because some people are always going to be offended. There is nothing that you can ever, unless you are just sitting still, not, barely breathing, just taking short breaths, like, that's the only time. Well, no, you'll still offend somebody then, because somebody will be like, why are you so quiet? There's never, ever, ever going to be something that you do that you don't offend somebody. But, I mean, you can't really worry about that, because you really will go crazy. You will. That's why I say, like, even with the people that I work with, I try to, what's my favorite quote? One of my favorite quotes I told y'all is, okay, I think I'm back. But one of my favorite quotes is, I would rather hurt your feelings now than let you hurt your future later. I love that quote. And I found out about that quote because somebody had to tell me something about myself that I didn't like too hot. But it was the truth. So I can't get mad at them because it was the truth. Yes. And that's the same thing I tell my team. I've had some talks with my team about certain things. And yeah, you're going to make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Sir, are you serious? Did you really just roll up behind me and I'm in a parking lot? Why do that? Isn't enough space for him to oh my gosh, people in Georgia are so crazy. But yeah, I tell my team stuff that they don't like to hear all the time, and I'm so thankful that I have team members who have tough skin, because it's not always pretty. And it's not always going to be pretty, but the only reason why I can say stuff is because I've already been through it and made that mistake. I'm not saying it from a standpoint of I know more than you. I'm saying it from a standpoint of I want to get you to the money as quick as possible and save you as much time as possible. So here's how to decrease your learning curve. Don't do like I did. I see you doing this. It's not the best thing. So please straighten that out, fix that, But if anybody doesn't like the fact that I speak from experiences that I have, like I said, with my team, with prospects, with myself, then I don't know what to tell you, because that's not going to stop, because I will never speak from a place or a situation that I don't know anything about. I'm not a perpetrator, and I can't tell you how to get to $50,000 because I'm not there yet. So I don't do that. I can tell you how somebody else who went there, who has done that, what they told me about it, but as it relates to the stuff that I do know, oh yeah, I'm going to share it, because that's how we help each other along. And there's been so many people that once I heard how they dealt with this situation, that situation, I said, oh, okay, I didn't think about it that way. That makes sense. And I'm happy that they shared those stories with me, though, and those moments with me and those conversations with me, because like I said before, when I found myself in that same place, I then had a frame of reference pulled from and say, oh, I remember so and so said this would happen, or this person said that they've already been through that. And then it wasn't just like, what do I do? So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Thanks for watching. Shantae, you in the end, and I'm sorry you had to watch me play. But yeah, guys, so that's why I do what I do, not because I'm an old meanie, but just I'm trying to help out. All right, and hopefully you guys, we all should be in activity mode, and we all should be sharing stories of how we dealt with different situations, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between, because everything ain't pretty. Everybody does not say yes. Everybody does not buy immediately. Everybody does not join you. That's just not how it works. And you need to be sharing with your team and people that are thinking about joining you how you deal with those situations. Everything, because people will actually respect you when they see that you are out there not just talking about doing stuff, right, but actually doing it. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I think that's it. All right, bye.